Hey, third grade artists. You'll see here the supplies you need. A big piece of cardboard, the oval tracer, a 1-inch wide piece of cardboard, and a pencil today. You'll be sharing this tracer at your table, so you'll just have to take turns. So your first step for success when we start making our self-portrait relief is to trace the head shape onto the cardboard. You're going to want to take and trace with the head pretty much at the very top. This will give us room for neck and just a bit of shoulders. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up and hold it down with one hand and trace around it with the other. You're going to notice there's 2 marks on the left and the right. I've kind of put some marks on there for you if you'd like to mark where your ears are going to go. I think that'll help you be successful getting the right proportions of the face if you go ahead and add just a little mark there on the side. All right, then I'm going to pass this to the person next to me at the table. And my next step for success is to add that neck. So remember, a lot of young artists, they draw really skinny necks, and your brain is so big and your head is so heavy that your head would fall off if you had a skinny neck. So remember that if this is going to be where the ear is, your neck starts at your ear and it's almost as wide as your face. So I'm going to kind of trace along the cheek part of the face and bring that neck down. And go ahead and do this on both sides. And it should be symmetrical, so the same on both sides. Mine's a little crooked. I tried my best and I think it looks okay, which we always know that's kind of our first thing for success, is to try our best. All right, I'm ready to add some shoulders. Another problem that young artists run into is they make their shoulders really narrow. And if you look at me or anyone else in this classroom, you're going to notice that the shoulders are about as wide as your head. So your shoulders are definitely going to go off the side of your cardboard. So I'm just going to kind of curve it out and have it go off. And, you know, if the cardboard was bigger, I would keep drawing, but I'm just going to go to that edge. All right, same with that side. All right, so head's traced, got the neck, got my shoulders the way I like it. I'm going to go ahead and draw my ears, and feeling pretty good because I got those little marks to help me with the proportion. If you remember, the top of your ear is about in the middle of the head, lined up with your eye, and they don't stick out too far. And then if you remember, the bottom of your nose, or bottom of your ear, is going to be even with the bottom of your nose once we get to that part. Next step for you is this. You're going to raise your hand to show Miss Jones. She's going to swing by, check it out, let you know if you need to change anything. If not, she's going to hand you a pair of scissors, and then you can go ahead and cut your self-portrait beginning out right along that outside pencil line. And careful here to not cut off the ear. And kind of going slow, and notice my scissors aren't curving much. It's really that cardboard that I'm kind of turning. My scissors are pretty much always going to be pointing straight away from me, so I am a safe artist. And this extra bit that I'm cutting off, that's the part that we're going to use for the rest of your relief sculpture to make the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Hey, Mr. Bruce, I'm making another video. This time for third grade. All right, third graders, I'm here after school working on this. So if you hear any announcements or anything in the background, it's just the after-school noise. All right, so I've got my head, neck, and shoulders cut out. I'm going to keep this to the side because I'll save that for later. And next thing we're ready to start on is the eyes. So that's why you have this skinnier strip. And I kind of cheated for you. I gave you a little bit of help getting the right proportion for the eye. That's a really tricky thing. If you remember, our face is 5 eyes across. So this is actually measured that perfect width of an eye. So from here, you're gonna wanna make sure your eye goes from the right side to the left side. And I'm just gonna kind of curve up and down for that football shape. Up and down for that football shape. Now, if you don't like it, no problem. You've got a long strip here, you can just kind of try again. Maybe a little more arch I'm gonna try on this one. I didn't quite get to that point right there, but that's okay. All right, I think I like this one. So I'm gonna use those scissors, cut that football shape out. And I have another little way you can cheat here. To get your eyes looking the same, I'm just gonna take that piece I cut off because I think this is the one I like, and I'm gonna slide it on to my scrap here, and I'm gonna trace it again. So I don't have to draw them looking exactly the same. It's hard to do things, make them look identical. So it's a good little trick for you if you'd like to try that today. All right. And again, hang on to all your scraps. That's gonna help you later for details of eyebrows and nose and mouth. Thank you, Mr. Bruce. All right, so swinging back my person into this, and then I can just kind of like lay them on here to see how they look, the right size. Wow, that looks really nice. So I've got enough room for one eye here, my real eye, another eye in between, my real eye, and then enough room for the outside. You know, and it's close enough, it's ish. Please remember that from the top and the bottom, you're gonna try and find the middle, and that's where you're gonna line your eyes up. Your eyes go right in the middle. Next step is adding more details to those eyes. So I'm gonna grab that extra little scrap here, and I wanna do the iris. So you can draw it with your pencil if you'd like. I'm just gonna try and go for it with my scissors. And a lot of times I just kind of start and notice I'm curving the cardboard, not my scissors. Scissors are pointing away from me. I start and I make a circle, and then I'm gonna check to see the size of it. Now that's too big. It's hanging off, it's kind of hanging off the edge there. So I can trim it smaller. Ooh, I just thought of a new trick I could do. I could kind of turn it over and kind of trace where it should stop. Let's see how that works. Nice. I think this is gonna do it. Cool. Awesome. All right, I got an eye with my iris. And for my other eye, I can trace this one that I really like, since we know these eyes are identical. Sorry if that's a little confusing there. I'm on my scrap. I didn't trace it on my actual face. It's kind of hard to see since they're the same color. Later in this project, we'll get to personalize these because each of you looks so unique and different. You'll get to add your own hairstyle. So be thinking about what kind of hairdo you're going to give yourself. All right, cool. Looking really good. All right, so I think I'm ready for the next step, which would be to, boom, raise my hand to show Miss Jones, all right? So raising my hand, I'm gonna swing on over, I'm gonna check it out again, and you're just about ready to glue these pieces on. But first, I think it's gonna look really great if we outline some of our facial features. So I just have a scratch piece of paper here. I'm gonna set these down on my scratch paper, and I'm gonna use a Sharpie, and I'm gonna outline all those pieces so they're really gonna stand out from each other. I guess not from each other, but more from the background of your face. All right, so I'm kind of going around the edge, and it's okay if you go off the edge because you're gonna have a little scrap piece of paper under there. All right, I think that looks good. So I'll put that on and just kind of check out how they look. This one's really standing out a lot more already than this one. Same thing with the iris. And this is my first time doing this, so I'm experimenting and I might make some changes here and there as we go, but I think so far it's looking pretty good. And you can even add that iris right there in the middle. That'll look good. So we're not going to really add much color to our portraits. We are going to keep them just this nice neutral cardboard color. So even if that doesn't match your skin color, we're going to leave it for the neutral for now. So kind of nice. You can see the difference between the two, and I'm really thinking that this one's looking a lot better. Sorry, my phone was ringing in the background there. All right, so same thing here. Quickly get that done while you guys are working on yours. And if you ever get stuck along this project, just raise your hand, let me know, I'll swing over to you. You can always push pause on your iPad, go back to a certain step if you made a mistake or you misunderstood. Alright. Alright, cool. So we don't want to lose these eyes. So we want to make sure that we are going to glue those down. I think today we're going to use glue stick for that. We've got our little scrap here, which is going to be pretty helpful. Alright, got my glue stick. I'm going to flip over to the back, rub glue there, and if you get glue on the scrap paper, all good. And we know that the eye is even, the top of the eye is even with the top of the nose, top of the ear. Oh man, I'm losing it. All right, there's that. Step one for the glue in the eye. Cool. And it's kind of cool how this cardboard that we used, that skinny strip that we use, it's actually a little bit lighter. Kind of helps it look like the white part of the eye, which is pretty neat. I wasn't even really thinking about that. But it gives it some contrast, so it actually stands out. And this background of the eye is actually from the packets of feathers, so good job getting lots of feathers, guys. So I've got all these. So the more feathers you get, the more art we can make. All right, looks good. I don't think they're quite even. I'm gonna tweak it up a little bit. Okay, cool. I think that's good for now. I'm thinking that might take our first class together. If you don't get this far today, don't worry. If you're ready for the next step, I'll get you caught up. I'll get you ready to go. I'm gonna turn this over, of course, and get my name. And 3, and then whatever your class code is, okay? So, hope you have fun making your self-portrait relief. We'll get step 2, part 2, soon.